With every breath, a promise to rise. Together we chase the limitless skies. Galvanize the world, feel the mold of my life. Every healthy choice, it feels so right. Data in our hands, we hold the key. A future built on trust and integrity. Galvanize the world, feel the light. With every healthy choice, it feels so right. Data in our hands, we hold the key. A future built on trust and integrity.
Well, hello, all of you Galvanators out there. Byron Belka here. It is Tuesday, and this is our Galvanator Unite call that we do weekly wherever you're tuning in from. Welcome. But what I love, if you wouldn't mind letting us know if you're watching this live or you're watching the replay. We have a lot of people I know watching replays after the fact on the different channels, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, YouTube or Twitter. We just love wherever you're tuning in from. We want to make sure that we're getting the information out to you one way or another. That's why we use so many channels. But we've got a great day of information to share, and I'm excited that you're here. Like we always say, this is the way that you can create that rhythm and that cadence and that you can check in. You know, the one thing about being kind of your own person, and I know there's a lot of people that want to do things on the side, or they want to expand and have multiple ways to grow. And what you got to do is you got to stay plugged in. Even though you're doing things by yourself, you're still part of a bigger community. And so calls like this just help keep that connection going, keep that information where it seems real rather than just an email or a text. We got a real people from all around the world making a difference. And I love that I'm on this journey with every single one of you. So with that said, let's hop into today's kind of agenda and today's information. We have a lot of stuff that we're going to go over. We do have a special guest that we're going to have on today. His name is Henry, and you're going to learn a lot from him. I'm excited that he was able to make it on the call. And I'm also excited to always have the team that we have there that are making things happen behind the scenes. And so without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Adam Sharp to share some information with us this week. Adam, take it away, my friend.
Thank you. It's good to be here as always. Thank you, Byron. I'm excited about today. This is something many of you may have heard. I posted something a little bit about this on a few social media outlets as well as our Discord. If you are not a part of our Discord, go join. It's a good place for us to communicate with each other and to grow the community. But today we're going to talk a little bit. Today's a soul day. And we're going to talk about the science of happiness. There is quite a bit of information out here. And so I'm going to summarize at least 3 of the big studies that have been around for a long time and are ongoing. Hopefully should, if nothing else, confirm and help you to prioritize the things that matter most in your life. So start with a quote here. This is from Henry Ward Beecher. I had to learn a little bit about him, but an influential Harriet Beecher Stowe you may have heard about with regard to her role in human rights, and this was her brother. And he said that the art of being happy lies in the power of extracting happiness from common things. So you're going to find that this has been true for a long time, and many of the studies and science and research that surround happiness are frankly common things. They're things that are within your control and are really up to us to go and grasp and decide that that's what we really want. And when we do that, we can achieve the happiness and well-being that we are seeking. So first, we want to understand the source of information. So these are the 3 studies that I'm going to talk about today. There are others. Most have probably heard about the Harvard study of adult development. That's been around for a long time, since 1938. So more than 85 years. Now, we'll share a little bit about that study. There's another study, and that's just of people mostly in the East, near Boston, where Harvard is, and their family, obviously. The next is a cross-national, so thousands and thousands of people in dozens of countries, and confirms and supports what we learn in the Harvard study. And then number 3 is, what can we do about it? So I'm not even sure I'm pronouncing her name right, but Lyo Bermersky, she has done a lot of research on different things that you can do to actually boost your happiness. So actual interventions that contribute to our happiness and well-being. So let's get started with the Harvard study. As I mentioned, this is the longest one because it's been around for 85 plus years. It's had a variety of different leaders. And I say authors here, but these are the men who, they're all happen to be men that have led this study over the course of coming up on a century. Arlie Bach, George Violent, and currently it's Dr. Robert Waldinger. Now, here's something that is important. I've talked about this a little bit before. It's always, you want to know where's this coming from? What is their bias or what's their preference? Harvard is institution of higher learning. So the people that they're studying, they would have a bias to show that going to Harvard and being financially successful or professionally successful would be most important. So that's my perspective on what is probably their bias. And it's nice to see that is not the primary importance when it comes to happiness. So long prospective longitudinal cohort study shows here that there were Harvard undergraduate men, mostly all white men back then. But they also combined it with 456 inner city Boston youth, which was a more diverse, certainly more socioeconomically diverse than the Harvard undergraduates. This now has expanded to include their families and spouses over many, many decades. So you can see here the key variables that they looked at. They essentially tried to ask these people and talk to them about all the things that they could imagine that would lead to happiness. And their conclusion is that the clearest predictor of long-term happiness and health was the quality of your relationships, not wealth, not fame, nor career success. So happiness starts with the relationships of the people that are around us. That's what comes from the Harvard study, the fundamental truth. Now, here's another study. As I mentioned, this is the cross-national study. Again, not a short study. It's been around for coming up on 50 years now. This is from a man from the University of Illinois, but includes many tens of thousands of people, as I mentioned, and across diverse cultural, economic, and social backgrounds. They looked similarly at key variables: life satisfaction, positive affect, how much you made, your community ties, and cultural values. And they found something similar. Now, expanding outside of the group that we just mentioned, they found that if you don't have enough money to provide for your basic needs, then you need some resources in order to have your basic needs met. I think that rings true to those of us that we may be working. If we don't have food to put on the table for our family and loved ones, then we need more resources. So that's what they found, that wealth correlates with happiness up until you have your basic needs met. But social relationships, meaningful work, and cultural norms are stronger predictors of happiness. And that happiness, it can vary across different cultures based on values and the autonomy that you have to do the things that matter most to you. So again, supporting the importance of social relationships and meaningful work. The last one here, this is the study about happiness interventions. And so this woman, Sonia Lyubomirsky, is from UC Riverside, not too far from me. And this was randomized controlled trials. So this is a little bit more sophisticated and more, believable study design, which is good. And they looked at all sorts of things, again, in a population of various different adults and university students, as well as working professionals. Key variables were similar: self-reported happiness, depressive symptoms, or emotional resilience. And here was their conclusion of a variety of studies. If you practice gratitude journaling and acts of kindness, it will significantly improve your well-being. Now, they don't have 85 years yet to study it like some of the other studies, but when they followed up, that has lasting impacts, that the things that we do that are simple acts of kindness, or even writing down what we appreciate and what we're grateful for, has substantial improvements in our happiness and our well-being. Those are things that we can control. So, in conclusion, there are decades of science that show how happiness is built through meaningful social connections, finding purpose or meaning in what we're doing, and showing gratitude for whatever it is that we have, great or small, and lastful, mindful choices. Now, I didn't highlight this, but in every study on happiness, exercise, getting out and moving your body contributes to your ability to be happy. So your daily behaviors, how you move, how you connect with others, what you think about, and how you give back, it's what matters most. It's simple things that can contribute to your happiness. So I end with this quote. It's a quote from the 14th Dalai Lama. Happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your own actions. So that's what we're here to do at Galvan. We're here to help you to motivate yourself, to have the tools that you need, to own your health and wellness, to go and do those things, to contribute to a community that has a purpose, to galvanize the world, to heal humanity. So grateful for your joining. I hope this was helpful. And hopefully is nothing new to you, but is something that you will do a little bit better. And each of us can prioritize those important, meaningful relationships that we have, as well as choose to do the healthy things that give us purpose and help us to move forward in a positive way. So that's it for me today. And I'm going to turn the time over to Robert, our beloved product guru, who will share a little bit about some upcoming and new things with the G Plus app. Take it away, Robert.
Thank you. Glad to be here. Let me just jump in. I'm going to do a little bit of a PowerPoint today. So let me just jump into that and show you the PowerPoint. If we can bring that on screen, that would be great. Perfect. Thank you very much. So we just did a release to our G Plus app. If you have downloaded it, you'll notice when you click on the ellipse in the bottom right and scroll to the bottom, it should say version 3.19, and that will get you to the latest release. The big thing in this release was our onboarding. Through feedback from you, our Galvanators, etc., we have fine-tuned even better how we can easily and simply onboard people and get them going with the G Plus app. And so one of the things that we've done is we have created a progress bar to show your progress as you onboard. And I'll highlight it here, right here. So on the wellness page at the top, you'll see this little progress bar. And there are 4 areas that we're striving to get people engaged with so that they can use the app to its fullest. First is profile. Second is tutorial. Third is wearable to connect so that we can get your data. And fourth is your wallet, so that the healthy actions that you earn will give you the crypto or the eyes that you can, and then it will be in your wallet. And so with most of these, as you come in and on board, you will automatically do. So your profile should be mostly filled out in your onboarding process. The tutorial, you'll get a chance to do that. If you had skipped it in the initial thing, it'll come back and then you can quickly do it. The wearable, this gives you a chance to connect your device to our app, and then we can start tracking your measurables. And then the wallet will help you and walk you through the different stages of the wallet. Now it's important there is this little icon up here. And since we're friends, you probably won't see this little shopping cart icon, but in your next version, that's probably a sneak peek for what's coming, because we will connect you to the Well Collective directly from that little icon coming up. So you can ignore it for now, but stay tuned for upcoming attractions, I guess. As you go through it, this progress bar, you'll notice, will be interactive as well as active. So for instance, you can click on profile. It'll take you right into your profile and you can quickly update it, or you can click on tutorial and it'll take you right into tutorial. Wearable's the same. So for instance, if I click on wearable, it will take me right into my profile, bring me right to my links, and then I can connect with the health kit that is the one that is best for me. So if I've got an Apple Watch, I'll be connecting to the Apple Health Kit. If I've got a little Fitbit device, then I'll connect there. Or if I've got some sort of a Garmin or Android device, I can connect through there. And that wearable will take you right there. And as you continue to progress through these devices, then you will see, once you completed it, a congratulations, it'll appear. And then just to make it a little more exciting, a little more fun, you'll probably see confetti come up, and that's a little fun. But more importantly, you'll have earned the recruiting badge. So we call it the new recruit badge. And so once those 4 things are accomplished, you'll get a new recruit badge with this congratulations. When you go into the details of your badges and you look at the new recruit, you'll see the date you have accomplished it, and then the checkbox for the 4 requirements that you did. And that will get you initially started in the app. And not to just leave you dangling there at that moment, what we have done is we've created the next badge to get you even further engaged into the G Plus app. We call it the liftoff badge. And so you can see from the liftoff badge, if I look at the details therein, our first goal is to then start getting you to earn the heart minutes so that you can get those healthy actions to improve your health and your wellness, as well as to start earning those eyes that you could spend later. And then we've got a check mark. So once you get your wellness check done, your first wellness check to give you your levels of mood, stress, and energy. And then, because it'll be fun to have partners in your path to success for health and wellness, we're tracking to invite 2 new friends. The 4th goal is to complete a goal, right? And so we've got in our wellness thing an opportunity to set a goal and complete it. And so once you've completed that, that'll check it off. And then lastly, a challenge. As you know, the challenge is a way to compete with the public people to earn heart minutes and wellness checks, etc. And so once you've completed the liftoff, then you've got 2 badges already achieved in your thing, in your Galvan Plus. Just to give you an overview, we also want to remind you that this is the path for onboarding. We've got this little handy 1-pager that you can look at, and it'll take you through the onboarding process. And with that, that is a little overview of the new release for G+. From here, we'll turn the time over to Casey, the most happy person on the planet. So Casey, let me turn the time over to you. Thank you.
Perfect. Okay, so I'm just going to go, this one's going to be quick for you guys, but I'm just going to go over one last way that you guys can get your transaction hash to be able to submit that for the swaps. So if you're logged into your account here, you'll just want to click on wallet. I did a swap a little bit earlier from USDC to EYES. So I'm just going to go into my USDC, and then right here on the right-hand side, it's going to load my transaction history. So if you missed copying your transaction hash when it popped up, as soon as that swap was completed, you can look at this transaction history, and I can click on that. It's going to take me straight to Etherscan. So right here, this is the transaction hash that we are looking for your submission. So you can just copy it here. If you scroll through this, you can see all the different details. You can see the swap that I did. We did $8 worth of USDC. It got us this much EYES. So I can see all those details. And then all you need to do is just click on this support page. And then right here, you can submit a request and put in your email, the subject, and just send us that hash. And that will enter you for the drawing. We're going to have a drawing today. And then next week on our call is our grand prize drawings. There's going to be a 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place drawing. As a reminder, all the entries that we've had going this whole contest will be entered into that. You can enter multiple times. We've got lots of entries in there. So there's still time. You've got till Monday night at midnight to submit these hashes to us. But that's how you do it. If you have any questions at all, same exact way, just submit a request and our support team is happy to help you. So I'm going to send it over to Byron, and I'll tell you the winners later as soon as Byron pulls one for us.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Case. And thanks, Robert. Thanks, Adam. It's always great information. None of these calls, I look back at these calls, and there's a ton of value every time we're doing this from everybody in their departments. I love that they're taking time out of their days to come and just update the community on what's going on. And, I've got the great fortune to be able to introduce our guest today. And Henry is who is going to be here today, Henry Lopez. And just a little bit of background on Henry. Henry is over science research development for the Well Collective, but it's not something that he's been doing for a week. This is something that he's is known for doing. In fact, he's done research development and helped do that with products that even today are doing 150 million dollars in sales around the globe. So Henry's got his hands and had a lot of experience with this, and it's awesome that he is working with the Well Collective, and he's also the one that's going to be focusing on what brands that we're putting in there through the process. He knows how to look at the ingredients as well as formulating different things. So Henry, we're excited to have you today, and I know that you're going to talk about something today that most of us are thinking, okay, what's the difference? Okay, protein is protein, or this or that. And there's a lot of things. I know that's a buzzword. Yeah. I know with you, protein is a big deal, as you are a competitive bodybuilder, and protein is key, different things like that. But everybody needs protein. Yes. And so I'm excited for you to be able to share with us today. So I want to turn it over to you. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Henry Lopez.
Thank you so much, Byron. Oh, it's been awesome to be on this call, to get to know some of you. Like Byron said, I've been doing this for a while, and I'm just so excited to team up and be able to create products for the Well Collective and also onboard different ones. Like Byron said, I like to bodybuild. At first, it started out as a hobby, as a way for me to de-stress, because I have 4 kids and I'm constantly under stress. So I had to do that. And, slowly developed to a love and passion of mine. And protein, obviously, and as a bodybuilder, is something you have to consume a lot of. And, I was kept wondering, like, well, what proteins are out there? And there's one particular protein that caught interest. And this right here, guys, I'm holding the future of protein in my hands. This is a protein shot, 4 ounces, 21 grams of protein. And some of you may be like, well, that's cool, but is it disgusting? No, it's not gross at all. We use beta-lactogalvan, which is a special type of protein, which the viscosity is going to allow it to actually be in this 4 ounces, whereas other whey proteins are chalky and wouldn't be able to do that. And it tastes great. You don't have to refrigerate them. They're good like this, 2-year shelf life, and they only have 1 gram of carb in it. The other one's a protein refresher. This one's 25 grams of protein. It has 1 gram of carbs, and this is a watermelon flavor. Delicious. It's a little sweeter. This one is, kind of sweet too, but they're both great, guys. But I wanted to talk about about whey protein in general. When you consume whey protein, these are the components you usually find in it: beta-lactogalvan, alpha-lactoalbumin, and so on and so forth. But the one I wanted to focus on was the beta-lactogalvan, because it's very high in essential amino acids, like the BCAAs, right? And that's going to be very important for muscle recovery after training. So I'm going to give you guys my muscle building hack. And this is where it starts. The unique, nutritional composition of BLG is that it's going to have 26% more essential amino acids than your typical whey protein, 40% more BCAAs, 45% more leucine. The key right there too is leucine, right? Because if we go to the next slide, Byron, leucine is what's going to help turn on the muscle protein production. So leucine is going to directly stimulate the mTOR path that's going to help the protein synthesis. So that's also indirectly going to increase insulin secretion. You want to do that, for example, right after working out, because while you're working out, for example, you're in a catabolic state, right? You're breaking down muscles, you're breaking down muscle fibers. So what do you want to do right after? You want to activate an anabolic phase, right, in your body. And that's going to be protein, for example, right after. So if you're working out, drink some protein right after, but try these guys, because you want to activate the mTOR pathway the most efficient way and fast way as possible, so you can start that muscle synthesis, so you can start to recover quickly and build better muscle. So maybe I'll challenge Byron next time when he works out, right? You're going to show us before and afters, and you'll do like a 3-month before and after pictures, right, Byron? Just kidding. He's probably going to hate me because we're saying that. But basically the leucine trigger. So this is another study that we found with BLG, is that basically the blood leucine dictates the level of muscle protein synthesis stimulation. So the higher you have leucine, the more obviously muscle protein synthesis. So what they saw was that 3 grams of leucine is going to create the optimal condition to stimulate that muscle protein synthesis. And both of these products that I just showed you earlier are actually going to do that. So you're going to have the right amount of leucine to promote that muscle protein synthesis. Okay, next. Here's another study where they were comparing the the results with BLG and like casein and normal whey. And I mean, there was a different, statistically different results for the plasma leucine concentration, because like I said before, you want to have higher concentrations of this to activate the muscle protein synthesis. We'll go next. And here's a really interesting little graph I found, chart saying that if you consume 18 grams of essential amino acids, that's going to result in a similar muscle response, protein response, as if you ate 40 grams of balanced amino acids. So like Byron said, there's proteins out there, so many different types of proteins, but we can get, really detailed and really like, well, this protein does this protein does that. But essentially, you want to take the ones that are the most efficient, the ones that are going to be absorbed the quickest and aren't going to be causing your stomach problems, like digestive problems like this, guys. They're really easy to consume and really digest really easily. So it's not going to leave you with an upset stomach. And yeah, let's go to the next one. I think that was it on that one, Byron.
Yeah, I think that's the last slide.
Yeah.
Did you have
So,
more?
yeah. So that was on the protein. I don't know. I usually talk fast, Byron, but do you have any questions on those?
Yeah, no. Well, the thing is I love the fact that, protein, just like anything, isn't created equal, and you're going to get different results. And, there's a lot of people out there that are trying to lose weight, and not everybody is trying to bodybuild, but everybody needs protein. Right. And
Mhm.
so as far as being able to get your protein, I know people who have to get their protein levels up if they're going to go into a surgery, or have to get their protein levels up if they're going to do this. They're not consuming enough. And the fact that you can get 21 grams of protein
Mhm.
in 4 ounces is crazy. And,
Yeah.
and like I said, and so I know that this is something that you've researched. What are the things that you're seeing? And I know you've done this research,
Mhm.
but this is not something that you're finding on the marketplace right now. What is it called again? It's BLG. What does that stand for?
Yeah, it stands for beta lactoglobulin, and it's a component of whey protein. But the way we went and found just the BLG, so they can just create that and isolate just that part of the whey protein, which is not really common, right? And I do believe the future is going to be BLG, because individuals are going to start noticing the benefits of it, like I was saying, the muscle protein synthesis, but also just the fact that it feels just really good in the digestive system. It's not agitating, because I know other whey proteins, like even pea proteins out there, upset my stomach. But I really like what you said, Byron. It's not just for bodybuilders, because, for example, too, weight loss programs. What's one of the biggest themes I've seen when people take Ozempic or take this GLP-1 stuff is that they decrease the amount of, for example, exercise and protein. So what's going to happen when you're exercising and you're losing a lot of weight? You're actually going to lose lean muscle tissue as well. So when people come off GLP-1s or Ozempics or retatrutides or whatever you may take, at the end, though, you want to keep as much muscle as you can while you're dieting, because if not, your metabolism is going to drop. Because remember, muscle burns calories, more calories than fat. 1 pound of muscle burns about 69 calories, whereas 1 pound of fat only burns like nine calories. So you want to have more pounds of muscle so your metabolism is fast. Yeah, these are going to be great for that too. And just
Well,
appetite
awesome.
control.
No,
Mhm.
well, thank you so much, Henry. Great information. And I love that, once again, that, Galvan teaming up with the Well Collective having these new types of proteins, being some of the first to market with this BLG.
Yep.
And I know that you're even doing some research and finding additional sources of BLG that might not even be coming from whey. And maybe I'm saying too much, but I know you're always doing stuff out there, and I love
Yeah.
how excited you are about it, and some of the stuff that you've been presenting to the Well Collective on additional sources and ways to get this, which is
Yeah.
key.
Yeah, we're definitely doing the research, and I'm just, like I said, I'm so glad to be here and develop the future, and just keep coming up with even different flavors, right? So it's just the beginning, guys. I'm excited.
Awesome. Hey, well, thanks, Henry.
Mhm.
Thanks for taking the time to be here and explain some of that.
Yeah,
And I'm sure we'll have you back to explain different ingredients and different
yeah,
products as well. But love having you here. Appreciate
for
it. Thanks,
sure.
Henry.
Hey, thank you, Byron. We'll see ya.
Let's see you. Okay, well, awesome. So for all of you that know, one of the reasons why we're focusing on people being able to use their eyes and understand this swap is because you can use your Galvan Eyes tokens to purchase this protein. You could use regular currency and fiat as well, but in the marketplace, that's one of the things that makes this collaboration so great is you can go over there and use this protein and try it. And if you do try it and compared to other proteins, I'm pretty confident you're going to notice a difference. Cause like I said, there's nothing, I mean, this is the new, and like Henry says, this is probably the future of protein. Just because you can compact it, it's not chalky. You can flavor it like apple. You can flavor it watermelon. It's a clear protein, and it's light and easy on the stomach. So thanks so much, Henry. That's what we're all about here at Galvan, teaming up with people, products, services that are the future. Galvan is the future. In fact, one of the things that I want to quote, I was thinking of a quote by, Wayne Gretzky, who is a hockey player, famous hockey player. And one of the things that he said is a successful player, when they asked him how he was so successful, he doesn't skate where the puck is. He skates where the puck is going to be, where he expects the puck to be. And as we have all of these massive, major trends that we've never seen in the history of the world coming together all at once, decentralizing health and wellness and healthcare, being able to own your own medical records, blockchain, AI, everything that's happening. And we know that health and wellness is one of the biggest trends on the planet. And so, I mean, you think about it, and all those things that we talked about, that Dr. Sharp talked about with happiness, and all of those things that we can do to be more effective and doing something that's meaningful. What we're doing here with blockchain, with decentralizing, empowering people. We have the technology today to do what could have never been done before. We can give people information and options that they just wouldn't have had in the past. And we can use AI as we continue to roll this out. As you see, every single week, I love it because it seems like Robert and his team have something new to share with us on the G Plus app, or some more information. I love it. Just think where we're going to be in 6 months. Where are we going to be in a year? What's going to happen in 2 or 3 years? I believe, and that's one of the reasons I'm here, is that Galvan is going to be the health and wellness blockchain. It's going to be the place to come for health and wellness. It's going to be the token, and the crypto is here. That's our utility. And so when we're talking about, like Wayne Gretzky talked about, go where the puck is going to go. That's exactly what every single one of us is doing, I believe, as we're in this community, teaming up with companies like the Well Collective and other things that Galvan will continue to expand upon. And so as we look at where we're at and where we're going, I just want you guys to know that you're in the right place at the right time. And what we've got to do is go out there and just act. We've got to go out there and perform, because you could have it all. You could have Steve Jobs had it all if we're looking at just finances. And as you can see, that's not what happiness was all about, as you heard from Dr. Sharp today. He had all the money in the world, but he didn't have his health. Steve Jobs, he had it. Do you think he would have traded it? I would bet that most people, we have an opportunity to just give people options that they otherwise wouldn't have had. And so I love that we're doing what we're doing. I love that you're here. And I love that we're trying to teach people and bring them into this space as we are merging these two worlds together. We're merging the fiat and the old world with the new world and crypto and blockchain and Web3 into one. And we have the chance to be on the forefront of that. We have a chance to be on the leading edge of that. And so you're just grateful to be here with all of you. In fact, before I go any further, I do want to find out who our winner is for this last week, because this whole being able to swap, it's not just a promotion that we're doing. It's education that we're doing. And it's great. I love seeing all the people that are taking advantage of this swap. But here's the second question. Are you teaching people in your community how to do that? Are you teaching others how to do that? How to do that swap? Because if you're going to spend $50 a month on protein, and you can do one extra step and just go get eyes, just go to a marketplace, go to the exchange and get eyes, go to your wallet and swap for eyes. You're going to be able to get a 10% discount just because you use the token. And so one extra step, if you're going to do it anyway, what does that do? That puts buying pressure on our token. What happens when buying pressure gets put on our token? When more and more people are buying it and there's pressure to buy, what happens to it? Okay. It's going to go up. So the more we use it, the more utility, the more it benefits the entire community. So I love that we have this opportunity to make positive change. We can write our futures with what we're trying to do here and make a difference. So let's do this real quick. Let's see who our winner is. And so I'm doing it. We've got between 1 and 36 this week. So let's see, between 1 and 36, who is the winner? Boom. Number 25, Case. I'm going to bring up Case. Who is the winner? Number 25.
We have a repeat winner. It is Roberto.
I love it. Roberto going out there and doing it again. Okay, going, and that's the key. You know, if we can get people to go out there and do it again and again and again, you're just increasing your odds. So congratulations, Roberto, for doing that. And, you know, like Casey talked about, we have till the end of the month. So we have till actually past the end of the month. We're going till next Monday. Next Monday, anybody that goes and does a swap and submits that, as you learned from Casey, and she reiterated today, how to submit that to support, we're going to put you in the drawing to be able to have whatever you swapped doubled. So Roberto just had that swap doubled. So I don't know what the amount was, Roberto. I don't know if it was $10 worth of eyes, but you got another $10. I don't know if it was $50 worth of eyes, but we just doubled that and gave you another $50 worth of eyes. Now, we're going to do more than doubling this next week. That's why you have till Monday. When you come back, we're going to have a first place winner, a second place winner, and a third place winner from the entire month. So even if you haven't done it yet, go and swap, teach your community to do the same thing, and get those entries in. And so that we can, you just have it. You're already going to win if you're swapping, right? You're something that we're trying to teach anyway. But now we have that opportunity to have that doubled, tripled, quadrupled, like we're going to be doing next week with first place, second place, and third place. So go back and look at the rules, the terms and conditions that we have. You're going to find that in our Discord. Also going to find that on our social media platforms as we've shared that. But I'm just happy to be a part of this community, happy to be a part of what we're doing together. So let's go out. I can't believe it's the end of the month, but we're in some pretty amazing months. Historically, when I've been doing other things in other businesses, this is go time. And on top of that, we have all of these key indicators and factors coming together. I'm just saying it's go time. And the things that we do now, we can compress time because they can be multiplied by what we're doing right now and how we're blessing ourselves, our families, and our own communities with what Galvan is doing and all the relationships they're creating, whether it's through the Well Collective or others. So thanks for being here today. Wish you all the best. And I'm Byron Belka, and I'm a Galvanator. Take care, everybody. We'll see you.